It's time for some more Green Arrow and DC Rebirth. Now, when we last left off, Oliver Queen had been arrested and Seattle was becoming Star City. So how is he going to get out of jail? Well, that's today's issue. They did it in one issue, oddly enough, so you guys get a short Green Arrow episode today. But up next is Hard-Traveled Hero. Anyway, let's continue with Green Arrow. In our last video, we watched as Ollie learned the dark truth about his family's past and how they helped the Ninth Circle come into power. Ollie's old mentor Cyrus unleashed his 4 horsemen to spread chaos and destruction throughout Seattle, resulting in the coming down of the Seattle Space Needle. Just as Ollie put a stop to Cyrus, he decided that it was time for Oliver Queen to turn himself in and publicly clear his name. As a light shines down on Ollie, he sits handcuffed to a chair while investigator Roz tells him how he never really liked him. Coming across some phony rich playboy caring about the poor while he wears a watch worth more than most people make in a year. But he's got to say, feels pretty damn good to knock him out of that ivory tower. As Roz goes on, Ollie responds to every one of Roz's statements, stating, lawyer. The fat-bellied investigator goes on, but after a while his partner, Detective Shuffleton, says maybe it's time they actually get Queen a lawyer. But first, he'd like to say one thing. The way he sees it, Oliver Queen is like a totem of what's wrong with this city. The top thrives while the bottom withers and seethes. People like him are in need of a lesson, and they're going to make an example out of him. Also at this time, Mayor Domini shows reporters of his idea of what Star City, the first corporately sponsored city, will look like. Not only have they seen the greatest economic growth, but they also have the lowest unemployment of any urban area on the West Coast. This isn't just their city, they're starting a movement. The sky isn't the limit for them. It's time for them to start shooting for the stars. But just as the news reports, the former Seattleites are not just poor. They're completely homeless with no aid. People who are unable to afford staying in Star City are forced to move elsewhere, condemning parts of the city. Over in Pennytown, another deserted area, a man runs from a group of thugs holding what possessions he has left. The thugs chase the old man down, telling him to just give it up, and the man shouts that he can't. This is a need for his work. This is going to be a part of his protest sculpture. And that's when one of the thugs hits him, telling him, yeah, well, it'll fetch 50 at a pawn shop. Just then, the sound of a revving engine can be heard, and Dinah drives by on her bike, kicking the men to the ground. The old man gets up telling Dinah thank you, and she asks Mr. Fenton what is he doing. Fenton begins propping his TV up with the others, stating that he's making something valuable out of something discarded, just like when he makes art. But anyway, he never sees her without Green Arrow. You guys not together anymore? Dinah tells him no, yes. Look, this place is going to be bulldozed tomorrow. I'm here to help relocate people. Fenton tells her that she's a little too late. The people have already been taken. And Dinah asks what does he mean, taken by who? And Fenton points down, stating, those who live beneath. Over in Star City Jail, Ollie lays in his bed when he hears a clank and Emmy telling him that Red Arrow is busting him out. Ollie leans up sighing, telling her that she's not Red Arrow, plus he's not leaving here unless he clears his name legally for the sake of Seattle. As Ollie holds his hand out, Emmy smacks it, telling him that he didn't kill Wendy. Besides, there's no more Seattle. He's in Star City. Ollie thinks back to how his story even started. He lost his fortune and his company to the Ninth Circle. They are a cabal of bankers who finance every major villain anyone's ever heard of. They believe that this city is built over a pattern of ley lines shaped like a star, giving it mystical energy. It turned out that his late father, Robert Queen, was a part of that conspiracy. Ollie turns away, telling her, Green Arrow can't help save Seattle. Only Oliver Queen can. Henry Fife is dead. Chief Westberg is dead. John Diggle betrayed us, and Dinah? Anyway, our enemy isn't playing by the rules, so I have to. As the sound of footsteps approach, Ollie tells Emmy that she should get going, and when he looks back, Red Arrow is already gone. The officer says to come alone. His lawyer is waiting for him. Ollie follows along, and he walks inside of the room, and the woman says that her name is Kate Spencer. He is Oliver Queen, son of Robert and Moira Queen, rich party boy who killed his secretary and faked his own suicide. Ollie tells her that he's innocent, and Kate says, that's great, prove it. We enter a plea of not guilty and post bail. Ollie tells her, right, well, I don't have $10 million. I'm broke, remember? Kate pulls out an envelope stating, got that right here. Compliments of an old friend. Later that day, Domini visits Queen Industries, telling Cyrus that he hasn't seen him for a few weeks. Is everything all right? Cyrus tells him it's fine. Something came down on him is all. Let's continue. This is still a land of opportunity. Once I was CFO of Queen Industries, now I'm CEO. I was once on the board of the Ninth Circle, now I'm its director. Below me is Queen Industries R&D, and among those scientists is Henry Fife. As he tweaks a device for the hearing impaired, he starts to pick up the conversation between Cyrus and Dominique. And in it, Cyrus explains how Seattle was just the start. Next will be Central City, then Coast City, then Opal City, Gotham, and Metropolis. All of them will be plugged into their new smart city, and they will be heavily indebted to the Ninth Circle. They will be owned like how they own Seattle. Over in the Star City District Court, Ollie and Kate leave, and as they get into Kate's car, she says that the old Oliver Queen would have had a limo waiting for him. After a short drive, Ollie says that she should know that if she takes this case, it could put her kid in danger. And Kate says, how would he even know that she had a kid? And he tells her, it's because she had a gummy bear stuck to her butt throughout the whole hearing. She reaches down and pulls off the gummy bear sign, telling him that he should be worrying about himself. Ollie goes on telling her that he can tell she's broke, working for free, hair is sink-dyed, suit is frayed at the cuffs. From the smell, he can tell that she smokes knockoff cigarettes. Kate waits for a moment and then says that she moved from LA and it didn't go so well. But that's all about the change. When they win, her and her son will be set for life. Okay? As Ollie gets out of the car, he looks around and asks, why did she drop him off here? Kate tells him that this Chinese restaurant was his emergency contact on the arrest report. Doesn't he have a girlfriend or something here? Ollie walks in and realizes that this was Henry Fife's grandmother's place and Henry lived upstairs. This is probably as good a time as any to tell her what happened and pay his respects. Ollie begins by stating he's so sorry about Henry, but she stops him, telling him sorry about what? Henry has made her so proud with his new job. Just then, Henry Fife leans out from the corner, stating, hey, Ollie. Ollie runs over hugging Henry, telling him, I thought you were dead! And Henry tells him, long story. After I heard about the arrest, I figured I'd lay low. Henry then explains that he's been working for the Queen Industries R&D department undercover. The Ninth Circle has somehow been getting dirt on everyone, politicians, private citizens, the works. Star City was just the beginning. Cyrus wants to take this to the next level and go global. Ollie takes a device stating that he can't just leave Seattle. Look at what his father did. How can he fight this if he can't even take care of his own backyard? Henry tells him Seattle is dead, but before he hangs up the bow, it would probably be a good time to talk to Black Canary. Ever since she came into his life, well, it's felt like he's on the right path. Later, beneath the city, Dinah runs through the sewers as a group of underground men chase after her. As she passes an opening, Ollie fires an arrow with a line attached to it and trips the pursuers. Dinah stops asking, what is he doing? Don't! And Ollie asks, what, don't save you? She points back shouting, don't stop, you idiot, run! Once they get a bit ahead, the two stop to catch their breath, and Dinah says that the underground men are back. As the underground men begin to catch up, Ollie fires a flare arrow into the ceiling, blinding the group, and Dinah lets out a sonic scream, bringing down the rocks. As the ceiling begins to fall, Ollie and Dinah watch, and Ollie says, look at the pretty bird, But Dinah stops him, telling him, don't call me that. This is bigger than what was happening before. While you were off on your suicidal legal crusade, I've been working a case. All of the Seattleites displaced by the rise of Star City created a feeding frenzy for the underground men's human trafficking. One of the underground men start to state she is devil. Ollie's face turns to rage. Henry was right. The Ninth Circle is going national. This is bigger than one fight or one villain. This is a quest. The next day, Ollie says his goodbyes to Emmy and Henry and asks Henry, I can count on you being a mole, right? Henry says, and what? Risk losing my fatty boom batty paycheck and even my life? Sure. Why not? Ollie sighs, telling him, I wish Dinah would come, but I understand. But beneath Queen Industries, Cyrus walks into the Ninth Circle's meeting room, stating that he's done what she asked with one exception, Oliver. He tried to ruin him, then kill him, then turn him, but there's too much of his father in him. Both men refuse the call. She is the only queen to rule Star City, Queen Moira. And there you have it, Green Arrow. Oliver Queen is out of jail and working with his best friends again, but the evil Illuminati Ninth Circle, they are in all of the cities within the world. So, what does that mean? Well, that means that Oliver Queen needs to travel the entire United States, teaming up with his favorite superhero friends from Batman, The Flash, Wonder Woman, Superman, and someone else, but I don't remember. It's probably someone important. I'm just a forgetful Nancy over here. Anyway, guys, I'll see you next time right here as we continue the story of Green Arrow. We're probably going to be doing those stories at 2 at a time because that way we can tell you a nice fleshed out story of him with these other superheroes. But at the same time, honestly, it's a lot of clickbait. Just not going to lie to you. It's a lot of clickbait. Green Arrow and the Flash, Green Arrow and Batman, Green Arrow and Superman. It's just a lot of videos for us, and that's how that works. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to catch up on Green Arrow, it's down below and it's right over here somewhere. And don't forget, coming up soon will be all of our Patreons who are helping us through the problematic times right here at YouTube. See you next time.